We're at the opening of this new eco store in Chinnor. If I was someone coming in saying, right, I want to make a start, I want to improve my carbon footprint, I want to improve my green credentials, can you show me a few things that you would point me to here that really would help me do that?
Absolutely, yes, right. Well, first we've got lots and lots of information, so if you're a reader, I think then probably the most sensible thing to do would be to buy a book, because there's some fabulous books out there full of really interesting facts and that can show us just how easy it is. I think so many of us just aren't aware that by very, very simple changes we can make quite a big difference. So I think, yes, if you're a reader, that would be a sensible thing to do. If you're into energy saving, which is a really big area, we've got things, for example, an eco kettle, really, really clever device this. Basically, you fill the top compartment with the water, decide how many cups you'd like to boil, pump the water through into a separate compartment, and the only bit that boils is that little section there, saving you masses of energy.
Fantastic.
Really clever device. And we've got lots and lots of standby devices over here, if you'd like to have a look.
What do you mean by standby devices?
Well, as you know, lots of products stay on standby when you switch them off with the remote control, and really we don't want to be crawling around behind the TV, switching them all off. So if we have one of these devices, we've got two different sorts. These are called Byebye Standbys. You plug your appliance, your TV or your video, your DVD through one of these plugs into the socket, and then either using a switch or a remote control panel, you can switch all of the appliances off at one touch instead of having to crawl around. And what's even better is now we have a remote control key fob, so you can have these plugged into a number of appliances. As you leave the house, press your remote key fob, the whole lot goes off. You can even use it as a tease mode, because when you're arriving home you can switch it on to get the kettle boiling for you. Not what it was intended for, but a great bonus. So really sensible and hugely energy saving, because you've not got those bills ticking away. Lots of things, if you've got teenagers with computers, we've got these items called IntelliPlugs. So if you plug one of these into your computer, and all the peripherals are plugged in around it, it can be used with adapters as well. So if you've got lots and lots of different peripherals, monitors, scanners, whatever, that's fine. If the computer's not being used for more than 15 minutes, all the peripherals turn off. The computer itself stays on, you don't lose any work, but everything else turns off. So again, if you've got a teenager, a real must.
Okay, this is a thing to measure your electricity in the house, is it?
Yeah, this is the ElectriSave. This is a really key thing, I think, if you're starting out, just to see what you use. What happens is a sensor goes onto your incoming electricity supply. You type in how much you pay on your bill, so you know what per unit of electricity you're being charged. And then as each appliance is switched on and off in your house, you can see how much it's costing you per hour to run with this device. So it's really effective, because what happens is you're sitting there, 1 minute it's on 9 pence an hour, 5 minutes later it's on 79 pence, and you are running around the house trying to find the culprit and do something about it. And it really is good again for kids, because they can see what's happening and they can start to realise that by just leaving a few lights on and a couple of appliances on, what a difference it makes.
Yeah. And this is different ways to recharge.
Yeah, we have a whole range of ways of charging mobile phones, iPods, all those sorts of devices. We've got solar charges, wind-up charges, lots of rechargeable batteries and battery recharges. Great device here for testing if your batteries are actually still got any charge in them, or whether they need replacing before we get rid of them. So there's a whole range of that, and also for radios, we've got wind-up, solar-powered, masses of those sort of things, and they're coming on the market all the time, so there'll be a constant, parade coming through.
And is all this very expensive? Do we pay a premium for going green with this stuff?
Some of the items are quite expensive. The ElectriSave is £79, but I can honestly say, having had one in our house for about 3 months, I think we've probably saved more than that already. So yes, sometimes there is an initial outlay, but well worth it, and very quickly actually, especially with the prices of electricity right now. Right. Now, if you want to look at lighting, we'll need to talk to Neil, because he's the expert.
General principle, because we just get an overview now.
Okay, general principle is that energy-saving lighting is much more efficient, lasts a lot longer, so it's cheaper to buy and cheaper to run. We worked out it's actually probably cheaper to change all your old, hugely electricity-consuming lights now and change them all to energy-saving, and that expenditure will be covered by what you save in the first year. We have here over 90 different sorts of light bulb. And we also have lots and lots of different sorts of light fitment so that you can actually come in, try one of the lights and see what it's going to look like. And we have a whole panel here where you can test a light. You can bring in your old bulb, see what the equivalent would be in energy saving, try it and see if it works and see what kind of light that's going to give you. On the website, which isn't quite ready yet but will be shortly, we are going to have a place where you can do a lighting audit, so you can type in what sort of bulbs you have at home and what you could be replacing them by. Fantastic. And we do have the biggest selection as far as we know anywhere in the UK. Right, we're now moving on to paint. We've got a whole series here of natural paints and wood finishes, and these paints are designed so that there is no nothing nasty, no chemicals, nothing to spoil the atmosphere or in the manufacture, all completely natural. So really aiming to help the environment there. These are more expensive than your average paint, but apparently they will last longer. As yet we haven't tried them, but that will be next. We've also got a whole big area here about recycling, composting and wormeries. We've got the compost as well. You can put cooked food, so not just the compost in the garden. This is one where you put any cooked food, scraps of meat, fish, whatever in. You put the bokashi in layers, and then it comes out here in a black liquid which can then be used on the garden. That's compost. We've got the recycling bins to make life easy for people that aren't sure about how they can manage all the recycling. This is a new one called a bin bench, which actually won an award recently, so you can just hand carrier bags in there to make your own sections. We've got this pack of 3 recycling bags, so that's very, very reasonable, at £4.99 to give you those 3 bags to do all your recycling in. And then we've got the caddies for recycling your compost on your kitchen bin, so there's all those. This is good for Christmas presents. It's a desktop wormery, so you can actually see the worms in action there, and we haven't put any in there at the moment.
How much of this do you personally have at home?
I have got not as much as I'd like. I've tried a number of the products. I've got some that I love and I'm sticking to, and I want to buy more and more. But as I'm sure most people out there are not aware of it. Until I sourced all this, I didn't know what there was. So yes, it's a growing thing for all of us.
So you're the one that's been out there to buy this stuff?
Yes, I've bought most of the products except the lighting, yes.
Right, yeah. And what about the famous miles that they've travelled to get here? Have you tried to source things locally?
We have tried to source things locally where possible, but sometimes if there's going to be a significant energy saving because it's come from further afield, then we've gone for it. Yeah. I think you've got to have a balance. You know, in an ideal world it would all be made on the doorstep, but that, you know, the technology isn't there yet. Okay. We've also got a farm shop here, right. Which is this area we have tried to make as local as possible and organic where possible, fair trade where possible, and beautiful stuff. No idea how this will sell, and we're all looking forward to finding out.
Great.
Okay, and then we go on to all the environmentally friendly cleaning products. So we've got all the Ecova products here in stock, and we're also going to be a stockist for the Ecova refillables, so when you've used up your product you come back and refill here. So we've got that for 5 products.
So yeah, I've got some washing up liquid which I bought in a small bottle.
Yeah, if you've had your washing up liquid in a bottle like this, which you've bought, it runs out, you come here, put the pump in and we refill it. So you don't have a wasted plastic bottle.
Right.
And we can do that on 5 products: washing up liquid, fabric softener, laundry liquid, and 2 different sorts of washing up liquid and multi-surface cleaner.
Fantastic. Is it cheaper as well?
It is slightly cheaper than in the plastic bottle, yes. Yeah, it is. And we've also got a number of recycled aluminium foil, which is such a huge weightage normally. That's a fantastic product. All the recycled paper products, toilet paper, kitchen roll, tissues, recycled bin liners, bags for composting, that sort of thing. Lots of items that we can recycle. Rainwater, we've got our own rainwater harvesting system in store into that butt because the roof leaks. So we're collecting that, and we've got all the rainwater and bathwater diverters that you can then reuse on your garden. And if you're really clever and you want to do something major, this device here is called a grey wastewater diverter system, or Watermatic. And if you use your used bath water, shower water, whatever in this, it effectively filters it so that you can then reuse it for washing up in or for using in the house as long as you don't drink from it. So this is £599 for one of these, but then you can recycle your own water effectively in the house.
Fantastic. Yep. So putting all that together, today's the opening day. What's your hope for it?
I hope we're going to be heavingly busy and we can have as many stores as possible all over the place, because I'm absolutely convinced that people don't know what's out there. People think there's a problem with the environment, I don't know what to do about it. And I think by providing the information they need, enabling them to go and purchase things that will make a difference, they'll start off small and everybody then can really get into it and do it properly. And we can make a difference.